and it's raining now, and it's kind of good because that gives me a chance to see where the roof is leaking in here. And now I know that it's leaking right there somewhere, or in this area, and then the water's going to that one spot and leaking out. So, I mean, it sucks, but at least we know. Looks like we got a little bit of leaking right here as well, coming from there. But that could also be because it is really humid in here. That's another issue that could be, because these are all locked up, all these windows, and it's really wet inside here. Not good. So I need to figure this out, and you know, it's like motion detection, but it's not. It's just the ballast going in and out, and it was lucky. We have a leak here, it looks like. I can hear it, actually. So that's coming in through that corner up there. Obviously this isn't good, but it could be a lot worse too. These leaks seem to be coming from outside, coming in, and that's just a foundational issue, because if you look, the ground needs to be dug down a little bit around the shop so the water won't be at the same level. That's why we've got a little bit of water there coming in. That's not difficult to do. That's a day's job, maybe less. Ideally, at some point, I'm gonna need to look into having this place re-tinned and re-insulated. Ideally. I mean, everything else is great. You know, the concrete's in perfect condition. The beams are in excellent shape, other than being a little dirty and maybe a little rusted in some spots on the bottom. But structurally, I mean, they're fine, you know? Structurally, it's fine. I'm gonna be replacing all of these, removing the ballasts out of each one. And I bought some LED lights that are sitting in boxes over there. And those boxes are gonna be used, well, they're basically LED lights that are gonna be replacing these. So it won't be ballast driven anymore. It will be LED driven. It'll save me some money, and it should be much brighter. I got some tools on me. This is how I used to wear my belt for when I worked at AT&T. Not the same tools, but I grabbed what I needed for the job. And I have to turn the lights off, so it's gonna be dark, so I got my headlamp on. But I have to go up there, and I have to remove the ballast, and then I have to rewire it so it's like a positive and a neutral on each end. So I'm gonna climb up on this rickety thing, which it moves a lot. It is not very stable, but I've stood up there and it's pretty strong, so should be fine. I probably won't die. I have cut the ballast out, had these two wires on one side and these two wires on the other, and this thing looks super old, and I'm not kidding you, it's probably 5 pounds. So that's the little diagram that's on it. And the way that the LEDs work is one side needs to be neutral and one side needs to be hot. So this is already obviously wired on one side, and then it was going to the ballast and coming out of the ballast going the other direction. So I'm going to be able to keep this here because you can see this is the feed, right? This is the feed, and then it's daisy chaining to the next light, which is over there. And this one right here that goes inside this splice goes into this little tombstone, and then it comes back through the tombstone and goes to this wire, which goes right there, right? And so we need neutral on one end of the bulb and a hot on the other on each side. And so to avoid having to cut these and rewire stuff, I'm gonna just leave it like this on this side, and then I'm gonna splice the opposite on the other side. So this is neutral, the other one on this side needs to be hot, this one's hot, so the other side needs to be neutral, right? So if we look over here, I'll zoom it in, you can see the red. Sorry, it's a little weird looking. You can see the, oh God. Well, You can see the red is on the right side, which is going to be the hot, and the blue on this side is going to be the neutral. So super easy. I'm just going to uncurl that extra wiring that's there, and I'm going to splice these together opposite of what they are over there, and it should work. So we'll see. I also need to order 4 more bulbs because I'm an idiot and can't do math. And I didn't buy enough lights. I bought 20, I need 24. So yeah, this is definitely going to be way more of a task than I expected, and it is what it is. We got to do it. So I think half the ballasts aren't even working, and then another half of the bulbs aren't working. So it'll be nice to make this a lot more efficient. This thing uses a ton of power. Look at that. A ton of power, and it barely works. So I don't even know what this is. I was going to toss it down there, but I don't know what's in here. I don't want to die yet. I'm going to grab I'm going to splice this and then grab a bulb, LED bulb, and we'll see if it fixes it or if it works. And our conversion will be a success. These are pretty nice. They got like a metal backing here. I'm assuming for like maybe cooling, and it's got double LEDs, so one on one side, one on the other. And I'll put this in the links in the description if anyone's looking for some lights. Well, I guess we should see how they are when they're plugged in. But on the back here, it shows white on the left side and black. It says usually white wire, usually black wire. Moment of truth, that's the light we just worked on. Let's go over here in the dark, and let's step in some water while I flip the breaker here. Just kidding, but not really. And it worked. Would you look at that? Oh, it's so bright too. Oh my sweet baby Jesus. It is so much brighter. Oh, that is so good. It's so much brighter. So that's a comparison right there. It is so much brighter. Oh man, the camera really doesn't pick up how much brighter that is. And I don't even have the shrouds on yet, so a lot of the light, it looks like it's going up to the roof a little bit. Once I put these shrouds on, it's gonna reflect down even better. This is so much better already. All right, so we wired it properly. I'm gonna put the shrouds back on, and I'm gonna just do this whole row in my shop that I can have on while I work on the other side, because right now I've got to have it off to work on it, obviously. And only 2 of these are really working, and they keep shutting off intermittently because something's, going out. But my goodness, what a difference. That is such a big difference. I feel like the camera is not really picking up. I mean, look at the ground. Look at the ground. The ground is like so much brighter on this side. I mean, in person, it looks even brighter. I don't know how the camera's not picking it up like that. Anyway, these are LEDs, and they're far more efficient than the ballast setup. I hope this helped somebody. Hope you enjoyed the video. And that's that, dude. If you guys have any questions, hit me up, and I'll get back to your comments as quick as I can. Have a nice day. Get out of here.